If you've ever reacted in anger and called it strength, you've been playing the wrong game. The real players don't react. They engineer. And by the time you see the move, it's already done. Most people believe strength is visible. They believe that the one who speaks louder, hits harder, or refuses to back down is the one who wins. That belief has destroyed more careers, relationships, and opportunities than any external enemy ever could. Here's the uncomfortable data. Every time you argued back, every time you raised your voice to defend yourself, every time you felt that surge of righteous anger, you handed your opponent exactly the weapon they needed to beat you. I've survived situations that should have broken me, not through aggression, not through dominance, through something far more dangerous. Absolute, calculated, invisible control. Sun Tzu wrote it over 2,500 years ago. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Most people read that line and nod. Almost none of them actually live it. I'm going to show you how to become the exception. Here's the myth they sell you from birth. The strongest fighter wins. Prove your power, hold your ground, never let them see you flinch. But watch what actually happens when two people follow that script. One reacts, the other watches. The reactive one burns fuel, adrenaline, credibility, energy. The watching one collects information. I once stood across from someone, physically twice my presence, louder, more aggressive, with the room already tilted in their favor. I didn't match their energy. I dropped mine to near zero. And I watched them become unhinged by my stillness. Because here's what they never teach you. Psychological composure is armor that no physical advantage can penetrate. The moment you refuse to react, you stop being a target. You become a mirror. And people always end up fighting their own reflection. I want you to picture someone you know. The person who always has to have the last word. Who posts the angry response at 2 a.m. Who spends their energy telling the story of how they were wronged to anyone who will listen. That person is exhausted. They're bleeding energy into fights that will never fill them. And they call it standing up for themselves. I used to watch people like that try to pull me into their orbit. Insults, provocations, the loaded comments designed to make me snap. And I felt nothing. Not because I didn't care. Because I had already decided their chaos is not my war. That asymmetry, in where they're playing emotional roulette and you're playing chess, is the most powerful position you can occupy in any conflict. They're swinging wildly. You're measuring the distance. There are two kinds of battles. The ones happening outside of you. The arguments, the rivals, the obstacles the world throws at your feet. And the one happening inside. The war against your own need to react, defend, and be understood. The second one is the only one that matters. I went through a period of complete collapse. Things I had spent years building, gone. People I had trusted revealed themselves. And every instinct in me demanded I burn it all down in retaliation. Instead, I turned inward. I treated my pain like raw material. I asked, what is this breaking open in me? What am I learning about my own triggers, my own blind spots? Sun Tzu mapped enemy territory before ever sending a soldier. I mapped myself. And what I found there, the discipline, the clarity, the cold precision, became more dangerous than any anger I could have expressed. Pain that is refined into awareness is not suffering. It's architecture. Let's get specific. Because this isn't just philosophy. This is a set of physical behaviors you can start practicing today. The first tool, control your microexpressions. In high-stakes negotiations, rooms where the wrong signal costs everything, the most powerful people I've observed don't reveal their reaction until they've decided exactly what they want the other person to see. The slight smile held a half-second too long. The pause before answering that forces the other party to fill the silence. The stillness of the hands when the news is bad. These are not accidents. They're decisions. Your face is a broadcast. Most people are streaming live, unfiltered, to everyone in the room. The strategist controls the transmission. And here's the psychological lever underneath all of it. When you become unreadable, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people cannot be manipulated. They can only be respected or feared. You have two options, and there is no middle ground. You can choose the immediate release, the argument, the comeback, the satisfaction of winning the moment. Or you can choose restraint. And I know restraint sounds like punishment, like swallowing something bitter, like weakness dressed in self-control. But every empire, every lasting structure of power, was built by people who weaponized their own restraint. Marcus Aurelius, commanding the most powerful military on earth, wrote privately about the discipline of not reacting. Not because he lacked power, because he understood that impulsive power destroys itself. Here's the future pace I want you to hold. 90 days of practicing this method. 90 days of choosing the silence, the stillness, the strategic withdrawal, and the people around you will begin to sense something has shifted. They won't be able to name it, but they will treat you differently. Because you will be different. Let me tell you the hardest test this method ever faced. Someone I had given real access to, real trust, used what they knew to try and dismantle me publicly. Systematically, deliberately. The old version of me would have gone to war immediately, loudly, visibly. Instead, I did something that still surprises people when I describe it. I went completely silent. For weeks. While they escalated, I said nothing. While they filled the vacuum with noise, I watched every move. And then, when the timing was precise, I responded once. Calmly, specifically, irreversibly. There was no second round. That's what surgical retaliation looks like. Not the explosion that satisfies the ego. The single, well-placed word, delivered at the exact moment when the ground is already shifting under them. The method works. Even when everything in you is screaming to abandon it, I need to dismantle something for you. The idea that the world will eventually become fair. That if you are good enough, consistent enough, patient enough, the environment will stop being hostile. It won't. Conflict is the ecosystem, not a malfunction of it. The strategist understands this not as a curse, but as a constant. And constants can be mastered. The people who suffer most in hostile environments are the ones who keep expecting the environment to change. The people who thrive are the ones who stopped waiting for fair and started mapping the terrain as it actually is. Hypervigilance, real calibrated awareness, is not anxiety. It's intelligence applied to pattern recognition. Stop being surprised by betrayal, by politics, by ambition. Start expecting it, and start being ready. Your comfort zone is the most dangerous place you can live. If you're watching this alone, if your work right now is quiet and unseen, I want you to hear this clearly. That is not your failure. That is your incubation. The most dangerous forces in any system are not the loudest ones. They're the ones building in the dark, refining, compounding, waiting. While the noisy ones perform strength for an audience, the invisible ones are becoming it. Sun Tzu's most feared generals were not celebrated before the battle. They were celebrated after the battle that no one saw coming. Your obscurity right now is not a sign that you've been forgotten. It's a sign that you haven't been deployed yet. And when the moment comes, and it will come, you will not need to announce yourself. The results will. Stay in the work. Stay in the silence. The world will get loud about you when you're ready for it to. All right, I'm done being gentle. Here's the real question. Are you going to keep consuming content about discipline, or are you going to start practicing it? Because information without behavior change is just expensive entertainment. So here's what you do. Tonight, not next week. 1. The next time someone says something designed to provoke you, pause for 4 seconds before you respond. That pause is not weakness. It's the first move. 2. Write down the 3 situations in your life where you consistently lose composure, not to judge yourself, to map your own battlefield. 3. The next time you feel the urge to defend your reputation out loud, don't. Let the work speak. Let the silence unsettle them. These are not suggestions. These are the entry points into a different kind of person. The reactive warrior, emotional, predictable, exhausted, dies the moment you choose differently. The invisible strategist is born in that pause. Which one do you want to be? Remember this, not the whole video, just this. The war that matters is already won or lost before it begins. Your stillness is your strategy. Your silence is your power. Your restraint is your weapon. The ego wants to react. The strategist waits. The ego wants to be understood. The strategist wants to win. The ego wants witnesses. The strategist works in the dark. Subscribe. Not for more content, but because the next time you feel weak, the next time someone tests your composure, the next time the world asks you to react, you're going to need to come back here. And remember who you're becoming. The invisible strategist doesn't fight. He orchestrates. And the war was never even close.